Meanwhile, the Minister of Works also taking the former administration to task for what he calls a misuse of public funds. His comments in the lower house last evening as debate on the national budget continued. He says his ministry is taking a closer look at all of the contracts awarded by the previous government, and he's already found the need to review a number of them to the tune of millions. Clint Watson tells us that he sent a stern warning.
The Bahamian people are sensible, and they were sensible enough to vote them out. And when their deeds are revealed, the Bahamian people will keep them out.
And with that said, Minister of Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, recounted case after case as evidence as to why his ministry had to stop, review, and cancel contracts, going as far as to suggest former cabinet ministers be held accountable to the full extent of the law.
They are guilty, and by their acts, they have caused untold damage. But, sir, this is only one of many cases that I can cite where the former administration endangered Bahamians and wasted millions of dollars. In this case, $1.7 million has been spent so far on the terminated contract. So, sir, the Attorney General will have to determine whether they will have to pay. And they should not expect the government to waste the people's money to represent them in court, as they did when they deliberately and maliciously disclosed the private information of others to the public.
Minister Bannister charged that the former administration put politics before the best interests of the Bahamian people and as a result wasted the money. Using a ruling from the Caribbean Court of Justice for a term referred to as misfeasance, he explained why the former administration, in his view, was in violation.
Misfeasance is when you ignore the advice of professionals who are trained to give you that advice, as members opposite did in this case. Misfeasance is when, for political reasons, you hired a contractor who does not have the experience and ability to carry the job out, when someone with proven ability is available and is offered a better price for the job. Members of opposite are guilty on this count, Mr. Speaker. Misfeasance is when you expose the people of small coastal communities to danger, as members opposite did in this case.
And as the government moves forward, Minister Bannister made this pledge.
As we settle the backlog of payments and commitments to vendors this fiscal year, that we will minimize to the greatest extent possible any carryovers from 2011, 2017, 2018 fiscal year. But that has come as a price, because ministers in the former administration overspend their budgets so recklessly. In the immediate term, our attention will focus on critical infrastructural works and increasing the public's ease of doing business.
Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.